The staff considered it a trailblazer and praised its soundtrack. Oh, I love the soundtrack. Yeah, that was the soundtrack.
Why'd you stop?
You were bobbing your head over there too.
Yeah. I was like that cat that's vibing to the music and those memes. Like, yeah, I'm liking this. It's catchy.
Good luck getting that out of your head tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Scott.
Hey, yo. Is that his younger brother? It's gonna be
Jeff.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to
all of the great action figures from our good friends at Hasbro.
The Fullyposeable.
Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures.
Wrestling figure.
Each sold separately from LJN.
Podcast.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Hey, welcome to episode 504 of the Fullyposeable Wrestling Figure Podcast, longest running episodic wrestling figure podcast going today. My name is Jeff, and sitting alongside next to me is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott. Scott, say hello.
Hello.
Scott, if my eyes shift over to the right, it is because the Bills game is on. So just know that's what's going on slightly to my right.
Yep, I figured as much. It's 14-14 in the third quarter.
Correct.
And I really think that the listeners need to understand how much we love them, Jeff. Because not only are you multitasking with recording the show and trying to take in the Bills game, which your beloved Bills.
Yes.
Josh Allen, praise be.
Go Bills.
Go Bills, just as God intended. I've got a watch on the Yankees because Toronto lost, Boston lost.
Yes.
I'm waiting. I'm hoping and waiting that they win this game so they catch up in the standings a little bit, gain a little traction in the wild card race. We're also watching other players in baseball because you and I are both in the fantasy baseball playoffs right now.
Yes.
So, Jeff, in the sports world, we have a lot on our plates.
Yes. So there's a lot going on right now as we speak, but we wanted to get this show in because there's a lot going on in this show. And what do I mean? There's a few Steve Ozer questions. Powertown decided to pop up and do a live with Magnum with Magnum TA and Greg Gagne. And we are going to change up our nostalgia segment. We think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this. So got a lot of good stuff to get into. So anywho, if you guys want to follow us, check out YouTube, Snapchat, and the Book of Faces at Fullyposeable, Instagram Fullyposeable WFP. You can also get our shirts from whatamaneuver.net and Pro Wrestling Tees. Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. You guys know where to listen to. And if you want to send us any audio questions, or anything else at all, send on over to Fullyposeable at gmail.com. Scott, do I dare ask, have you picked up anything?
Yes, you may dare ask, because, Jeff, I did pick up something today.
Which is?
So NECA put out an email that their Kiss Halloween kids went up for pre-order.
Oh, the Ben Cooper masks and stuff.
The Ben Cooper costume kids, yes. So ordered 2 full sets of those. 1 set's going to mom, 1 set's coming to me. So super excited about that, as I've told on this podcast before. Wore that costume, and I was maybe... how old? 2, 3?
2 or 3, yeah.
In that picture, like maybe 3. Super awesome. The Gene cost. I was Gene Simmons, who, if you know anything about me and my love of Kiss, Gene is probably my least favorite of Kiss. Yeah, I'm not a big Gene fan.
Even over Peter Criss.
It's like 4A and 4B in terms of favorites. I've never, I mean, he's got cool makeup. He's probably got the coolest stage presence out of everybody in Kiss, but I really think he's my least favorite. He just the stuff that's come out after some of the things that were said, his constant shilling and selling. And well,
I mean, that's Kiss in general. That's just not Gene.
No, that's Gene. That's Gene, dude. He drives the business. It's really him. Paul's more of the creative. Gene's more of the sales guy.
It's all Kiss, dude. Like, they got Kiss coffins, Kiss condos, Kiss condoms, Kiss. Well, so does Missy Hyatt, but which I have thanks to Steve Fontas.
So you can put a Missy rubber on your Missy big rubber guy.
Well, I didn't get the Missy big rubber guy, but technically, yes, you are correct.
But yeah, I bought the Ben Cooper Kids Kiss costume set. It's really cute because their trick or treat bags have the 4 solo albums on the bag.
Nice.
Yeah, I was hoping it might be like the Kiss lunchbox and not a trick or treat bag, but they went trick or treat bag. It's fine. It's fine. If I had designed it, probably would have been the Kiss lunchbox that I had used, or like the Kiss record case might have been a cool touch, but it's okay.
How much was the set of 4?
$80.
$80 for 4. Okay.
Yeah, and that's how much they are at retail, like 20 a pop.
They're so cool. Walking around Target the other day, I saw them. I didn't see Kiss. I saw like the Monsters ones and stuff, which I'm not into monsters or horror, sci-fi, all that stuff. But they're so cool looking. I mean, they just seem to capture the 70s and 80s of the Ben Cooper costumes perfectly.
It really captures that essence. And I love, and it was really hard to say no, I love that set that has Alf and Pee Wee Herman in it.
Yeah.
It's so great. It's so great. It just, like you said, it encapsulates and captures everything about the 70s and 80s with those sweat masks and those plastic costumes that and you thought that you looked like $1 million, that you were whoever the costume represented. And it just, that was the magic of being a kid. Yeah. And so being able to buy these figures of you as a little kid in costumes that you wore running around with your friends, it literally captures everything about toy collecting that I love. So yeah, I've got a real soft spot in my heart for that NECA Ben Cooper Kids line. So I got 2 sets of Kiss coming my way. One's going to mom, one's staying here. But that's all I bought. That was it.
Are there any other Ben Cooper costumes that they could come out with that you would be willing to buy?
Probably not. I think Gene was it. Pretty much Batman and Gene Simmons were my 2. Because those are the 2 that I've actually got pictures of me wearing. And I want to say I was younger in the Gene than I was in the Batman.
You were.
I think that was about a year difference, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Like clearly in the Batman costume, I had upgraded to cowboy boots at that point. I was rocking those little brown bad boys. So they were awesome.
Why were you wearing cowboy boots?
I don't know. But you know what's funny? It's just that love of toys we always talk about. In one of the pictures, I'm holding the Nerf super guy, which was like a green dude with a yellow cape.
Uh-huh.
If you remember that old Nerf superhero guy that was completely random. In one picture, I'm holding him. And in the other picture, I'm holding my 12-inch Mego Spider-Man. Always with the toys in the pictures.
Why aren't you holding the Kiss figures out of curiosity? Especially Peter Criss.
Why would that be, Jeff?
I don't know. Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Asking for a brother to destroy them. Still too.
Nothing like reliving that pain. And yes, too soon, Jeff.
Still too soon. Gotcha.
Still too soon. Yeah. But thanks for bringing it back.
Hey, I'm here for you, brother.
Well, thanks.
So I didn't pick up anything. Stuff's still too expensive at Target. I'm kind of in my little mini protest. So anyways.
So retail is for suckers.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Gotcha.
All right. So Power Town decided to do a live. And when I say Power Town, Greg Gagne and Magnum TA. There's just a little few notes that came away from this about 50 something minute video. Was they are changing their business model from pre-orders to basically you see it on the website and you can order it and it'll be ready to go. And again, I watched most of the video. I didn't see or hear anything about when we're supposed to have figures in hand. So it was just a bunch of word salad that just kind of came through.
Oh, great. So they did this whole thing for almost an hour and still couldn't provide dates of receiving these figures.
No, Magnum TA did say he got in some figures. He did give Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson their Remcos.
Oh, they pre-ordered them like the rest of us?
Okay, they get special treatment, especially since the Rock and Roll Express, you know.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, that's how it works.
He said that Hacksaw Jim Duggan got his, but he basically said he gave away half of his Remcos. And I was like, oh, that must be nice to even have the Remcos. So,
or to have even a whole collection where you can give away half. Wow, what's that like?
Yeah, so that was the picture. That kind of explains the picture of Ricky Morton's son holding the Remcos with Magnum.
Yeah, that wasn't frustrating at all.
None at all.
Yep, just rub it in our face. Good job, you guys. Well done. And then you do a 50-minute thing and can't even tell us when we're going to be getting ours. Awesome news, you guys. Awesome.
And if they did, now granted, I was kind of skimming through some of the video, but if they did say it, please correct us. But from what I watched, there was nothing said about when we can expect Remco's. They said that they had signed like 245 talents. What? Like, who are you? Like, I know the third Rougeau brother got a figure, I guess, or what? They said that there's been silence because there was really nothing to say. Magnum said he didn't want to say something, and then people shoot holes in what he said. So there was that. They said if you want a refund, you have to go through Shopify.
Well, there you go, you guys. If you really think like a lot of people are thinking we're never going to see these figures, go through Shopify. Do what you got to do. Get your money back.
Nothing new to report. It was just basically saying they wouldn't put their name on this thing if they didn't believe in it.
Oh, but you did, and it sucks, and you're left holding a steaming pile of shit. Awesome.
Yep. So that was the Power Town video for 50 minutes.
Wow. Okay, so nothing gained from that at all outside of guys, we're not going to do pre-orders anymore. We're just going to do on sale dates.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work out really well for them because everybody's going to be knocking down their door to buy their next series of figures, don't you think?
Well, it's going to be ready to go. They're going to have them on their site, but the question is when?
And whose side are they going to be on, Temu or Wish?
Somebody did ask, why is your shirts on Temu?
Was there an answer given?
They just basically said it's a third party and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I'm surprised they answered at all. They're like, oh, we didn't see that question. We must have missed it.
But from what I watched, and I watched most of the video, I did have to skim a little bit, but there was nothing. It was just basically like word salad. It was just nothing was told to us. Hey guys, on October 17th, we're going to have the figures by October 23rd. And this is just kind of throwing this out there. You guys are going to have figures. There was nothing like that. So it's kind of frustrating. It's, I understand your frustrations. We were joking about that last week.
Yeah, but that's what you got. You literally had Beavis standing there.
Right. So anyways, that was the video.
Eat a dick, Power Town. And for Gagne to blame tariffs again. Come on, dude.
Magnum did blame tariffs. He goes,
unbelievable.
He goes, we're working with a great place in China and, we're looking at other places, we can't control, because of tariffs and we can't control the federal government, blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
but you could have controlled dragging your feet and giving them to us when you were supposed to.
Yeah. You could have given us these figures prior to tariffs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
yeah.
Let's wait it out and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think it was going to get better?
Yeah. It's only to get better.
Oh, dude. So frustrating. The more I talk about them, the more I lose my mind. It's just, they're so frustrating.
Your blue blood is boiling, huh?
Yeah, I'm on blood pressure meds. These guys are driving me insane. I can't handle this. My ticker can't take it.
The meds aren't working because Power Town's taking over the rest of the blood pressure.
They have to up my meds. Why Power Town?
Power Town. So that was the video. You guys can search it if you want. It's just search Power Town Wrestling on YouTube. It's about third video down, I believe. Third or fourth video down.
I'm glad Nikita beat Magnum.
See, Nikita was smart enough to not get in on this that we know of. Maybe he was one of the 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he was one of the 245 people that got his name in on this thing.
That won't see a dime.
And Scott, you were talking about Jim Cornette basically was talking about Power Town.
So yeah, Corny did. He and Brian last were talking about Power Town, and Corny just basically went in on everything we've talked about. Way less harsh, of course, which is surprising because it's Jim Cornette. Basically just laying out the facts that fans are pissed because they pre-ordered these figures and they were expensive and a lot of people are out a lot of money and they're not getting their figures and they don't know when they're getting their figures or even if they're getting their figures. And guys aren't getting paid. Obviously, Ricky Morton put out that tweet that he wasn't paid. I'm sure there's other names as well. A good chunk, I'm sure, of that 245 names that you mentioned, Jeff, are not getting paid. Those are all facts. One of the most interesting things that came out of it was that Sean Ng contacted Powertown and offered to go to their factory just to check on things, see if the figures are there, whatever, just to help out. And they ghosted him. They didn't respond. Nothing. And Sean didn't have to do that. Technically they're not his competitor, because they're in the Remco and 6-inch scale game. He's in the retro. Those don't really touch. But still, he didn't have to reach out, put an olive branch and say, hey, I'll go check things out for you. And they ghosted him. Dick move. Mm-hmm. Total dick move. So yeah, Corny was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but he closed it all out by saying, if there's a class action lawsuit, and then plugged his lawyer, Stephen P. New, that they put over every show. So I don't know what's going to happen if there is going to be a class action. It'll be real interesting to see. I think we're going to get those letters about a class action before we actually get Powertown.
Yep, that's That's the update to Powertown right now.
Yeah, super comforting, right, guys? I mean, I've only got about $300 sitting in figures. There's people who have way more than I do tied up in it. Hey, at least we got Series 1, you guys. That was fun. Remember when we used to get Powertown in the mail and we were overjoyed?
Well, we got the Ultra Series 1. We got the Kerry Von Erich. And
we got the Cardona Myers 2-pack.
And for those Cardona Myers. Yep, thank you. That was the other one I was thinking of.
Yep.
Oh, boy. They are not batting 1,000.
But look. Okay, not to steer this all negative and throw crap on Powertown. We all love a good redemption story, right? It's the American way. We want to see people fall because we love the juicy stuff that comes out of that. But then we want to see people build themselves back up, right? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I truly hope that Powertown can right their ship and go back to what we saw in Series 1. Back to what we saw with that Diamond Edition Kerry Von Erich. Back to what we saw with that 2-pack Cardona Myers. Because those are incredible figures outside of the broken legs in Series 1. But that's beside the point. I want to see them get back to what made me fall in love with Powertown from the jump. And that is putting out figures of names that I've wanted for a very, very long time. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people out there that had that same hit list that I did. And when Powertown came out, you're like, dude, there are so many names that are going to get checked off this list. I cannot wait. I would love to see them redeem themselves and win us all back. But at their pace right now, I don't have a lot of faith that's going to happen. But I hope one day it does. We're talking way down the road. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Doing 50-minute shows where you don't give us any information outside of you're not doing pre-orders anymore is not helping. Delivering what we ordered, giving us some sort of date that we can expect them, a time frame, something, nailing that date, and then doing your on sales. I think that's a step in the right direction. So let's see what happens. I cannot say that I'm going to give them my business again, though.
Okay. Fair enough. Anybody that doesn't give them their business, feel free. I completely understand. I understand your frustration.
You understand my frustration.
It's almost become a joke now, but it's also at the same time very frustrating. So
yeah, and that's where a lot of my hostility comes from. It comes from a place of anger because I was so passionate about that line. Yep. And I'm like the jilted lover now. You burned me. You borrowed all my money. You didn't give any of it back except for that one good faith payment. And here we are.
All right. It is time to get into pre-orders. Big Rubber Guys for the month of September is Nasty Boys and Paul Ellering. That is for the Big Rubber Guys, Nasty Boys, and Paul Ellering for the month of September. So you only got a few days left to get your orders in if you haven't got that in just yet. Pre-orders up on Big Bad Toy Store. Boss Fight Studio, let's start there with Dragon Lee Roosh and Dralistico. That is pre-order over at Big Bad Toy Store, as well as Zombies Retros. Those are available as well over there, over at Big Bad Toy Store. You can find all of his figures, all of his retros. Toonie, they have the Wrestling Toon Stars, which is Macho and 2 different flares. Those figures are $39.99 in an 8-inch scale. That is all over at Toonie. Also, check out shop.figurecollections.com for a bunch of retros over there that you can find. Scott mentioned him earlier. Sean Ing over at KWK. For the month of September, it's the Orient Express. 2 different sets, red gear and black gear. That is available at J&J Figures, the Asylum store, or just search KWK brand on Instagram, and you will see those figures. All right, let's head into the news. And in a surprising bit of news that popped up, we talked about Bleacher Buddies last week. Well, they showed off one more, and it's Macho Man. Purple Macho Man shirt, the infamous Macho Man shirt that we all know. Yellow trunks and blue knee pads, yellow boots. That is a pillow buddy of Macho Man over on the Bleacher Buddies website. Now, I know what everybody is saying. Does this mean that Macho is back into the fold? Well, it does not, because Steve Ozer had to field these questions.
Do you think he's just being a little dodgy here? Like he's not ready to break the news and he's not going to do it on the message boards?
I think something is up. But
something's definitely up. Strange things are afoot, Jeff.
Yeah, because Macho showed up in the video game.
Yep.
He was on Supercard too, right? But I know
he's in Supercard.
I know people have said that Supercard doesn't really lead to figures and stuff like that.
Steve
contracts.
said that himself. Yeah, yep. Video games and those kind of things are different deals.
Yep. But now he's getting a Bleacher creature or a Bleacher buddy or whatever. By the way, the Bleacher buddy is fantastic. I got to say, that is excellent.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, not to gloss over that at all. It's fantastic. If you're into the Bleacher buddies, pick this one up. It's awesome.
It's awesome that they went in the yellow and blue, yellow trunks, blue knee pads. That was like, and somebody I know is going to find some random video from a Saturday morning or Saturday night's main event, but I don't remember him wearing yellow and blue on like a Saturday morning. I remember
there was actually a Mattel figure made of him, I believe, in yellow and blue.
I think it was
a basic.
Wasn't it green and blue with John Morrison?
Well, there was that, but it was a single pack figure.
Was there a blue? Okay. There were so many different.
I want to say there was a green and blue, but yes, you're right. They did so many different Macho Mans.
Yeah.
In basics, elites, 2-packs,
Macho
you name
King,
it.
NWO
yes.
Macho. Yeah. However.
Right, but I want to say that we got this color combo in a figure.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. But I don't remember him in yellow and blue in the Saturday mornings. Now, granted, I was young. I don't remember much from Saturday mornings, except, being excited to sit there with a bowl of cereal at 10 a.m.
And Paul Orndorff turning heel.
Paul Orndorff turning heel. Yeah, I definitely remember that. I remember Bulldogs losing the belts to the Hart Foundation.
Yes.
I remember winning a bet from you and getting a penny because Ronnie Garvin beat Ric Flair, but that was Saturday afternoon. So
yes. And Steamboat losing to Honky Tonk Man.
Exactly. So, however, I like the combination that they went for on this Macho Man for the Bleacher Buddy.
I love it. I think it's great. And if we get more figures of Macho Man down the road, I would like to see that color combo again in a basic, probably, or main event, whatever they call them now.
So now this leads to a bunch of questions on the Wrestling Figs message boards.
You're kidding.
First question came in from Team Madness. Go figure. He said, "Hey, Steve, I know you get asked about ring skirts all the time." Well, okay, this question wasn't about Macho. Let me start off with the first Macho question, and then I'll double back to Team Madness.
Yeah, that's a solid segue, dude.
First question came in from SPN KCD NJ1. He said, "Steve, I hear Macho is back!" ! With 3 of them. Would we get a debut Macho with Dragon Robe?
Good question.
Some really early 80s Macho in WWE with Elizabeth as a 2-pack.
Another great question.
We got tons of cowboy versions. The line needs some great early ones. Thank you, sir. Steve said, whenever we have access to them again, I'm sure we'll get to some early Machos.
Yeah. I don't know. Smelling a little fishy around here, dude. Somebody's being a little dodgy, I think.
Something is afoot.
Yeah.
Next question about Macho came in from the Assassin. He said, with the Major Wrestling Figure podcast reporting that Macho is back under a WWE merchandise deal, and considering both Medusa and Miss Madness / Mona, aka Molly Holly, are both also signed to a deal, last we heard anyways, would a Team Madness box set be considered? New serious head scans for all 3, please, and have them not smiling. Ideally, would love to get Gorgeous George in the set too. If you can persuade WWE to approach sign her, it would be amazing. But Macho, Mona, and Medusa would still be awesome. Thanks, Action Figure Attack, or AFA, as he put an acronym. Steve said, the major post seems to have been just speculative.
It seems to me that they want to do, at least if I'm them, you're going to want to do a grand announcement. It's been so long since we've had Macho figures. We're coming up on, let's see, we saw him at WrestleMania back in 2023.
Yes.
At the World, right?
Yep.
Then he was pulled. So we're talking about 2.5 years. No Macho Man figures. To bring him back into the family and to reintroduce Macho Man back into the Mattel line, they should do some sort of grand announcement. Now, obviously, you can't have Macho Man do like he did back in, 2011, when he came back and he had that Legends figure. That was outstanding. But you can do something like showing off like the shadows of the figures and then bringing them into focus, and then immediately have Ringside put them up for pre-sale. You can do something like that. And I really think that if Mattel's going to do this right, you're not going to say it on the message boards. You're going to put out a post, or you're going to have like an announcement, like you're doing a round table or something like that, like they do the reveals. Like McFarlane did today. He had 3 people doing DC reveals.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah. They had some really good stuff too. Not buying any of it, but it was really cool. Maybe you do something like that where you have the design team, Steve, Bill, Magic. They get to do the announcement. I'm thinking it's going to be something like that. You're not going to do it on the message boards.
But the question becomes, when are they going to do it? Or is it going to be like a Christmas present to us? Like, will they do it in December? Will they?
Maybe. Don't we have a toy fair coming up?
There is New York Toy Fair coming up.
Yeah, maybe there.
Is it there? Is it to be a Christmas present to us? Is it to be a Happy New Year surprise for us? When are they going to do this? That's going to be the big question for me.
Well, I think the best move is to have them available as soon as they make the announcement.
Oh, I definitely agree with you. But when do they make that announcement is my question.
I would guess within the next month or two.
Okay. Because I don't want to downplay New York Toy Fair. But it seems like it's definitely gotten overshadowed by San Diego Comic-Con for the rest of the year, if that makes sense. It sounds like it's almost like San Diego Comic-Con just has, that's the wad right there, and that's it for the rest of the year, kind of. And maybe some little glimpses here and there throughout the year, in New York Toy Fair, they're going to show some.
Well, WrestleMania, right? But there's no way they're going to wait 6 months, 7 months until WrestleMania to make this announcement. That's way too big.
Agreed.
So I'm going to guess within the next month or two.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now back to Team Madness. He asked, hey, Steve, I know you get asked about ring skirts all the time. Gets asked about Nate?
Oh, really? Look at you, Nate.
Yeah, Nate Paro. Way to go.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy.
He's like, I don't want to brag you guys, but I'm kind of a big deal.
He is a big deal in our eyes. But wouldn't the ultimate pay-per-view figures be the perfect time to include the ring skirts of the event with the figure? Steve said, if Amazon had wanted a higher priced ultimate to accommodate the skirts, maybe, but that wasn't the case. Next question comes in from Johnny Flashback. How long is the process of making LJN re-release? Steve says, same as Elites, roughly a year. So making an LJN re-release. So they must have known that they've had this LJN deal for a while now, because if we're getting our figures on Black Friday, so they must have known towards the end of last year that they were going to be doing LJNs.
And they sat on it that long.
Detective work.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Don't sweat the whole Macho Man announcement thing. I mean, it's pretty safe to assume that he's back, that they're going to start pumping out figures.
Dude, I'm hella sweating over here.
We are in kind of a heat wave.
You are. I'm not, dude. We lost our heat wave, dude.
Oh, man. It was like 90 something and overcast out here today. It was like earthquake weather. It was really weird.
Okay, don't say that. Don't say that. All right. Last question comes in from Sherry. Sherry said, what about Dudley Boy retros with the classic WWE tag belts? Steve said, hopefully. Maybe with the tag belts, maybe not. Will depend on cost or if we do the belts elsewhere first. And that was the end of the Steve Ozer questions from the Wrestling Figs message boards this week.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate you blessing the podcast every week now, it seems, with more and more questions answered. But I think he's being a little dodgy on the Macho Man. I just honestly think he has something up his sleeve.
There's too many things that are linking Macho back to WWE right now for this not to be happening, you know?
Yep, exactly. And they've already got that Macho Man WrestleMania 7 figure done. I just think there's going to be a big something coming from Mattel that's going to showcase that figure as, hey guys, he's back.
And Scott, it is time for the nostalgia segment. Now we're going to do something a little different. What we are going to be doing is talking wrestling video games. Now, as far as technical stuff and all that, we're not experts on this stuff. So there might be other people that are way more experts in this, but we're going to talk about it for nostalgia segment. But before we jump into our very first video game for nostalgia, pro wrestling video game, I should say, Scott, what is the news that you have?
Yeah, well, it's really cool being part of our little Facebook group that's on basically Facebook Messenger, which, by the way, is called our Seedy Cheeks. You wrestling figure fans know our Seedy Cheeks. Anyway, they were talking the new WrestleFest cabinet that's going to be coming out from Basic Fun. And they were going over the rosters for both WrestleFest and WWF Superstars. And essentially what came out of it, first off, big thanks to Steve Ozer for posting this up there, because it started a really good conversation amongst the guys. There was a YouTube video that he shared by P-Dubs Arcade Loft, who actually sent an email to Basic Fun inquiring about the roster for WrestleFest. And they did confirm that Sergeant Slaughter and LOD will not be in the WrestleFest tabletop version, or full arcade if you end up getting the stand for that thing. But if you get it, right now the roster is at 9, right? Because you take out Slaughter and LOD, that brings the total from what was originally 12 down to 9. There's no word if those guys are getting replaced, which I'll let the speculation begin if they're going to swap out 3 names. One of them was a tag team that was the final boss for the tag team round. Because remember, in WrestleFest, you could do the Royal Rumble, or you could pick Saturday night's main event, and that was basically like a tag team tournament thing where you'd get to LOD at the end, and they were the unplayable bosses, right? All they told P-Dubs Arcade Loft is there will be a proper title match. So will there be replacement name? We don't know, but apparently it's almost here. So we'll find out soon enough what the final roster is going to be. As far as Superstars, which is also bundled with that, you do get the full roster. So there's it's 6 names plus DiBiase and Andre as the final bosses. All those guys are under a deal. So it works. That was a straight port. WrestleFest a little bit different. Really surprising they don't have Slaughter. I don't have 2K25. And I didn't play 2K24, so I don't know if Slaughter was in either of those games. So it's unfortunate, no Sergeant Slaughter. That really sucks. But we'll see if there's replacements or if they just went with those 9.
Steve Ozer has always said that video game contracts and wrestling figure contracts are completely different. So that's interesting that Sarge is taken out of the game. I just find that really interesting.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good little segue to our video game talk. And we're going to be kicking off the nostalgia segment with this video game talk with the original NES pro wrestling game itself. Pro wrestling from 1986, 87, I believe.
1986.
86. Pro wrestling was an 8-bit game like most Nintendo games were. It featured 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and technically, if you got to the final boss, 7 characters with limited moves, but it was a great game. It was your basic Nintendo game, to say the least. It was because they had Nintendo Tennis, they had Nintendo Baseball, they had Nintendo, I think, Bowling, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you always had that generic sports title.
Exactly.
Right? It was like hockey, or baseball or football, and it was very generic. There were no specifics. It wasn't real teams. And yeah, here we got pro wrestling.
So let me start off. This game was thought up, I should say, by Masato Masuda. Thought up the game system and was the sole programmer while he was at Tri, which later merged with Sonata to become Human.
Not actually becoming Human. That was the name of was Human, the new place named Human. Didn't become a human.
It was like a real doll human. That's what?
When do those go on sale?
I know. I'm waiting for those to get a Black Friday deal. Masuda later created Human's popular Fire Pro Wrestling series, U.S. Copyright Records List Tri Company Ltd. as the author.
I do want to point out, Jeff, that you had mentioned earlier about experts in video game. That is not us. We are not video game experts by any stretch of the imagination. We've played them for years. We are not experts. There was a podcast called The Game Marks. I think they might have been a YouTube channel as well. They no longer produce content, but they have an extensive library of shows that they've done where they do deep dives into all these wrestling titles. So if you want to check that out, you can go way deeper than Jeff and I are going to get you here. They'll get all in your guts. Again, that's Game Marks. So go check those guys out.
Stern Guts. Here we go. There was 7 characters total, I should say, but one of them was the final boss, not The Rock, but the final boss in this video game. Fighter Hayabusa. So they said that these characters were based off real life wrestlers. It's speculative. I can't say that word tonight, man. It's tongue tying. It's like I can never spell the word definitely correctly every time,
And Shaolin.
That's all. But Fighter Hayabusa was from Japan and was allegedly supposed to be modeled off Antonio Inoki.
And he also had one of the best video game moves of all time.
Yes. There was Giant Panther. Giant Panther was from the USA. Some people said it was based off of Hogan. Some people have said it was based off Kerry Von Erich. Again, this is all kind of guessing and hearsay.
I thought King Slender was more Hogan, no?
I didn't see that one with King Slender.
Who was King Slender supposed to be?
I don't know. I didn't see that one.
All right, hold on.
I'll keep going while you
Yeah.
So we don't get Todd Hest.
Right. Put your pitchforks down.
King Korn Karn, he was from Korea. Obviously was supposed to be Killer Khan that had the prototype LJN but never got released. Starman was based off of a wrestler in Mexico, and I forget the wrestler's name. I should have wrote it down, and I do apologize. The Amazon, he was from Parts Unknown, which served as an inspiration. This is actually, I love this story, which served as inspiration for Amazonian Blanca in 1991 Street Fighter 2.
I always thought Amazon was like supposed to be the missing link in the game.
Yeah, that's kind of what we all assumed it was.
And I don't know, dude. Giant Panther to me looks like Ronnie Garvin, kinda. King Slender looks more like Hogan to me. Like the long blonde hair.
King Slender, I always thought was Ric Flair, but I was talking to my manager today, and he actually thought it was Greg Valentine.
Very interesting. See, yeah. It's cool to get all these opinions and takes on things. I don't know. What's your guys' opinion? But yeah, I always thought King Slender was supposed to be the Hogan of the game. I figured Giant Panther was either like Ronnie Garvin or Ric Flair. Short blonde hair.
If you, and I'll get to this in a second, if you made it to the final boss, and I'll tell you how you had to get to the final boss. The final boss's name was Great Puma. Great Puma was just your average, regular, badass final boss character, and that was it.
And you know how you beat him? You know what the trick was?
What?
Get yourself the Nintendo controller that had the turbo button on it.
Oh, it was called Turbo, wasn't it?
The Max or something like that?
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, something like that.
And it had a turbo button on it. And when you activated that thing, dude, you were like Honda's punches. It was awesome. That's how you beat that boss.
Reception. The 4 reviewers of Japanese video game magazine Biweekly Famitsu. 2 reviewers found it superior to previous wrestling games for the system, with one reviewer specifically mentioning tag team match muscle and tag team wrestling, which, spoiler alert, might be talked about in future. The reviews disagreed, with the gameplay differing on whether there were too many or not enough reviews, or how difficult they were to pull off. 2 reviewers complimented it for being the most fun as 2-player game.
Now, the cool thing was that they each guy had his own signature move.
Correct.
There was like a giant headbutt, the back brain kick. That was Fighter Hayabusa's. It's one of the best of all time. The Amazon chewed on your face.
Yeah,
like they all had like Right, he eats your face. That was awesome at the time. They had a signature move. I love that.
He was Florida Man before Florida Man.
The original Florida Man, the Amazon.
The original Florida Man ate people's faces.
Bath salts are a hell of a drug.
Computer Gaming World named its best sports game of 1988 for Nintendo, stating that it offered realistic graphics, nonstop action, and realistic wrestling moves. It concluded that pro wrestling was, quote, the only wrestling game that really understands what it's simulating. Game Informer named it the 79th best game ever made in 2001. The staff considered it a trailblazer and praised its soundtrack. Oh, I love the soundtrack. Yeah, that was the soundtrack.
Why'd you stop?
You were bobbing your head over there too.
Yeah. I was like that cat that's vibing to the music and those memes. Like, yeah, I'm liking this. It's catchy.
Good luck getting that out of your head tonight.
I'm not going to. I'm going to go to sleep. Like, I want to say good night, Mr. Buds.
Oh yeah, we gotta say good.
I hope you've fallen asleep by this point.
Ryan Buds, we want to say good night to you real quick. I hope we didn't put you to sleep before pro wrestling, because pro wrestling is actually a really good segment for a really good video game for the nostalgia segment that we're going to be continuing. But if you did, we hope you rewind and we hope you're sleeping well.
Also, back brain kick.
Dude, we need to put that song or that music on a 10-hour loop on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If nobody's done that yet, could you please do that?
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Famitsu reported that pro wrestling was the #1 video game in the United States for about 2 months.
That's crazy. I didn't have it at the top of my list ever. It's fun, but...
No, it was fun, but it was one of those games you would play for maybe about 20, 30 minutes, and then you would put it away and you would start playing Excite Bike or RC Pro. Those were my games. RC Pro-Am or a baseball game or something like that. And then you would play those games for a long time. At least that's what I did. I played pro wrestling for a little bit, but it was more playing more other video games for longer periods of time.
So this did end up replacing that steaming pile of crap WrestleMania that came out in '88. Mm-hmm. That is just, I mean, I'm sure we'll review it at some point, I'm sure. But you'd play that and you're like, what? Mm-hmm. This is, oh man, this is going to end up in a landfill one day right next to ET. Like, this is hot, steaming garbage. And then you'd put pro wrestling in and you're like, okay, I'm going to pretend that's Hogan.
And you're listening to the soundtrack.
Yes, I'm going to vibe.
Yeah. All right, that's the last time we're doing that.
No, it's not.
Okay, obscure. There was a little thing that was weird. If you stood on the top rope, you would lose. You would get disqualified. That was a little weird thing that was in the video game.
For 5 seconds.
Yeah, for 5 seconds. It was like doing the 5-second pose on top of the top rope, and then you got disqualified.
Yeah, do not do the 5-second pose on the top rope. Yep. You're out.
So as you go through the rankings, if you win your title, you have to successfully defend your title 10 times. If you do that, you face the game's final boss, which was Great Puma. That's the only way you got to Great Puma.
I don't remember what Great Puma looked like, so I'm going to look him up real quick, and I'm going to see who he looks like.
Okay. And the last little obscure little note about this video game, it was the 21st highest sold NES game at 2.4 million copies of all time.
Oh, dude, that's Tiger Mask.
I thought it was Tiger Mask.
Yeah, that's 100% Tiger Mask.
Oh,
you think you're being slick calling him Great Puma? Come on now.
We're on to you.
We're on to you. You literally put a tiger mask on the guy. Like, come on.
Now, kind of give you visual graphics of the game for those that don't remember. There was always a referee, white shirt, always moving around. Also, there was ring announcers. I shouldn't say ring announcers. There was commentators, I should say, as well as a clock that counted down.
That's right.
Also, there was a fun little gimmick of a cameraman on the outside, too.
I like that you could battle on the outside of the ring, too.
The video game was, as I said, it was fun. It was a fun game. You got to do all these different moves, like a back brain kick. You could do like a splash off the top rope. The game was a lot of fun, but again, it was one of those, you played it for about 20, 30 minutes, you would lose. You wouldn't be able to get to Great Puma, and then you put the game away and you just played baseball or whatever game you were picking up.
Or you get out your turbo controller and you have Fists of Fury. Because I think it was 3 punches to the face, and the dude would kind of fall, and then you could do a move to him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. With that max button, it was insane. Like I said, you were like E-Honda. It was great.
I don't remember, but there wasn't any submissions in that game, was there?
I don't think so. I don't recall submissions in there.
Okay. I remember the Amazonian dude chewing on people's faces.
Yes.
And I remember the back brain kick because Bad News Brown was doing that move at the time.
Yep.
But overall, for the time, it was a fun game. Just your fun generic Nintendo game. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I would bounce between, because I basically stopped playing WrestleMania almost immediately. And I would alternate between this and tag team wrestling, which I found to be really fun once you got the hang of it. But I'll tell you what, when WCW came out with their 8-bit game, I stopped playing all the other wrestling games, and I played the crap out of that WCW game. Obviously, LOD had a lot to do with that because they were in the game, but it had Sting, and I won't go over any more names because we'll probably be talking about it within the next few episodes, but that WCW game, also a game changer with that turbo button on that controller.
Scott and I haven't decided yet if we're going to bounce around or if we're going to try to at least go in some form of chronological order from Nintendo to Sega to Super Nintendo. We haven't really talked about that just yet. We'll figure out how we're going to do it. However, going forward, we are talking some video games, and we'll try to give you some obscure notes about it. We'll try to give you little tidbits, like stuff that we found on the interwebs that, who knows, it's the internet. We don't know if it's true or not, but we'll report it to you as it is fact.
And also, Jeff, to kind of tie it into a segment that we sometimes do on this with Everybody Has a Price, would you like to guess how much this game sold for last on eBay? It was loose, but included the original box, instructions, and sleeve, and of course, the game itself. Last sold eBay, ballpark. How much do you think that went for? Now, keep in mind, they made a lot of copies of this, but there is a demand for retro games. You
said it did have the instruction booklet?
Correct. It also sold, what's today, the 20th? No, today's the 18th.
Today's the 18th.
Sold 5 days ago.
Oh, man. Okay, I don't know how much retro games go for. Was the cartridge in good shape?
Yeah, everything worked. Tested, working. The box was in good shape. Instructions were in good shape.
$122.
You're not even close. You are way too high.
I had a too high. Oh, I thought it was
too high.
Man, I thought I was too low. All right.
See, I would have been around, if you had asked me this question, I would have said about $50 to $60. And I also would have been way too high.
Oh, $27.
You're still too high.
$11.
Almost. Sold 5 days ago for $10.
Wow. Even with the instruction booklet and everything, huh?
Instructions, box, the whole thing. $10.
Wow.
Yep. So don't buy this for profit because it's not doing that. Again, this game's like almost 40 years old now.
Unless you have it graded in the plastic,
yeah.
In the plastic, then you might want to sell it. But
yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. We'll kind of figure out how we're gonna do this. Are we gonna continue on with NES? Are we gonna move over to Super Nintendo? Are we gonna go to Sega Genesis?
We could do arcade.
We could do arcade. There's many avenues that we could go down. Scott and I will talk about it. We'll have another video game for you next week, and hopefully we'll have a better idea for how we're going to structure this. But overall, I'm really looking forward to this because video games were part of our lives. If we weren't playing wrestling figures, we were playing video games, and most likely wrestling video games at top of that. So
yep.
We'll see how we'll structure this, but next week we can't wait to have another video game for you to talk about.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if there's one you guys want us to get to right away, let us know.
Yeah.
Chances are good we played it. So, I mean, I haven't played the 2K series probably since, I forget the last one I bought. It was the one that was all glitchy. whichever one that one was.
2019, I think that was.
That might have been it. Yeah, and it got just trashed. Ended up being an okay game, but that's kind of when I stopped playing wrestling. I played the, speaking of Fire Pro, I guess it would have been the Fire Pro NJPW one.
Mm-hmm.
You and I actually went to GameStop and picked that game up.
Yeah,
Jeff.
didn't you get it for dirt cheap too?
Yeah, it was like $25, something like that, brand new.
Yep.
Anyway, so I played wrestling video games specifically up until probably 2019, 2020. So we've played a ton of them, and this again is not a deep dive. The game marks are your guys for that. But these are just kind of our fun memories of playing these, like Jeff said, with some obscure facts and whatnot thrown in. So hope you guys like it.
Yeah, absolutely. That will round out the show. Please check out our friends over in the Podcast and Buddies. We've already said goodnight to Ryan Buds, who does trivia with Buds. Also, the TB Toycast with Breaker and Travis. Check that out as well. PPW Podcast, of course, in the Stolen Gimmicks with Jordan and Joe. Check out In the Marbles Pod with Soda and Ethan as well. They're talking about NASCAR all the time. And, of course, our close friend and close personal friend, I should say, Brian over at the Legendary Wrestling Figure Podcast, who is making some sick customs, and I want to buy them off of him, but he keeps selling out too quick.
Good for you, Brian. I'm happy for you, man.
He did a Bam Bam Bigelow. I'll send you the pictures here shortly, Scott.
Oh, sick, dude.
So, all right, Scott, for episode 504, anything else?
Stay safe, stay healthy. Fig License 2016. Happy toy hunting, and be good to each other out there.
I want to thank everybody for listening to 504 and all right, 496 episodes to 1,000. Adios.
Yeah. Fullyposeable. Let's go. Jeff and Scott, the Toon Brothers, busting out the ring. But we don't take it out the box, MOC. Happy toy hunting, we'll see you next week. We're the OGs of WFP. Fullyposeable, thank you all for listening. It ain't no storyline, real life siblings. So everybody go and do your toy spotting. Hashtag Fig Life, adios from the Kings.